How much will Caldor Fire affect Lake Tahoe's iconic blue waters? Lake Tahoe is majestic, breathtaking, and part of what makes living in northern Nevada so special. But will the destructive Caldor Fire, which has burned hundreds of thousands of acres and rained ash on the lake for weeks, affect the clarity of Lake Tahoe? News 4 Fox 11 asked UNR Professor Sudeep Chandra, who is director of the Global Water Center and has studied Lake Tahoe for nearly 30 years, to find out. Lake Tahoe's clarity, measured annually by how deep down researchers can see, has decreased about 33 feet over the last 40 years, Chandra said. But thanks to the efforts of organizations such as Keep Tahoe Blue, the lake's clarity has leveled out in the last decade at around 60 feet. Chandra fears Tahoe's clarity will likely decrease in the short term as a result of smoke settling in the basin for weeks and ash falling onto the water. "My feeling is that we're going to see a reduction in clarity this year," he said. "That's a no-brainer based on the amount of particles deposited in the lake. Is it going to be 15 feet? 20 feet? I'm not sure about that. How much the clarity will be affected over the next several years or decade is an open question that researchers will continue to study," Chandra said. In addition to the smoke and ash particles, Chandra is also worried about burnt debris that runs off into the Lake Tahoe watershed during rain events. How quickly are those materials going to run off? What's in those materials? Don't forget that when we put fires out, we're using fire retardant, and those can be high in nutrient concentrations, Chandra said. While he expects clarity to drop next year, Chandra said it's still unclear how Lake Tahoe's precious ecosystem and watershed will be affected in the long term. But studies done on other small Northern California lakes give them clues. What we do know is that when smoke and particles come into an atmosphere above the lake, it can actually restructure and re-architecture the whole lake. We do know that smoke particles affect how much algae grows where it grows. Does it grow in the top of the water or maybe deeper down into the water? How the organisms that eat the algae restructure and migrate through the water totally change. Chandra called the Caldor Fire the most significant event to disrupt Lake Tahoe's ecosystem since the 1800s, when the basin was deforested to support mining operations on the Comstock. Pointing to how the basin recovered from that event, he was optimistic Tahoe can rebound, though it may take years.